Hello, 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 and welcome, and come in and into the chat. This is the Brooklyn Baby Podcast with your host, me, Charlene Sabb. Hopefully everyone had a great, productive week this week, and hopefully everyone had many blessings bestowed upon them by the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yeah, my week so far has been great, and hopefully everyone else's has been great. You know what? Bottom line, at my age of 53 years old, I'm trying to live in the light, trying to spread love, positivity. But the devil is busy. I'm telling you that much. The devil is busy doing what the devil does and try to bring you down. But you know what? We see what it is. He's going to do what he does, and we're going to do what we do. And just try to live in the light and be positive despite people trying to throw blow roadblocks into our blessings. I can't speak today. What's wrong with me today? Anyway, hopefully everyone's having a productive week, a great week. Hopefully by the time you hear this, your weekend is wonderful. So today's topic is, drum roll please, relationships. And actually I wrote my first book on the topic of relationships. In fact, it was a self-help book for women called If He Doesn't Come a Callin', Practical Tips for Dating. Now, I'm not an expert. I always say I'm not an expert on anything. Okay? I could help you write a good essay, but even with that, I'm not an expert. So I'm just another person trying to make it, trying to shake it, trying to make it do what it does. So, yeah, today's relationships. It's a broad topic. We'll probably circle back to this topic time and time again. There's so much to say. And like I said, even though this is the Brooklyn Baby Podcast, we're going to have a spinoff, which we're going to be blessed and graced with my 32-year-old son's presence from a male millennial perspective, called Brooklyn Baby Podcast, the Mother and Son Edition. All right? So, you know, we may have some surprise with his millennial female and or male friends joining us. But right now, you are stuck with me, people. So, yes, relationships. So, you know, I may have said this in the past. I am single by choice. All right? I am. I just refuse to settle. And people who know me know how I rock, how I roll. You know what? And I've always said this before. You are the CEO, the president of your life. You can make someone go further, allow them to go further. You can demote, fire, hire, maybe rehire. But you don't have to settle. Life is so short and so beautiful. People realize that, you know. And I saw an interesting quote. I forgot which vlogger posted this, but basically it was so much that person said. But they said basically, you know, do what you want to do in your life. Not so many words. And how they made a reference to how, like, if you're lucky, you got 80 summers in your life. Damn. I'm like, okay, so if you got 80 summers, that means you got 80 falls, winters, springs, summers, basically, because they come around once a year. So, like with doing whatever you want to do that makes you happy, like traveling, same with relationships. You don't have to settle with mediocrity or bullshit. You don't have to deal with that. You know, and it's unfortunate because I was dealing with someone not too long ago, and this person called me mean, and said that you seem to relish on the fact that you're independent, blah, 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 talking out the side of his neck, blah, 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 because I'm not putting up with your mess and your bullshit. That's just crazy to me. And this was me and this person was our second time trying to see what can be. This is the person I went out on a date with. He's from out of state, and just trying to, we got back in contact, you know, real only one date, but you know, who could deny this chocolate? So anyway, and this person was like tracking like how many times I was on Facebook. Said it looked like you were on Facebook, but you don't call me, and I try to call you at night and you don't pick up. And I'm thinking, man, you are, first of all, at least 10, 15 years older than me. You're fully retired. I'm still in the workforce. And I'm getting my sleep, because you remember from previous podcasts I said I'm all about eating right, getting my exercise on. I'm all about getting my at least 7-8 hours a night, and I'm working and doing a podcast, writing books, trying to be the best daughter that I could be to my elderly father. And when my mother was alive several months ago, trying to be a great daughter to her before her passing back in February of 2024, and trying to be a great mother, grandmother, sister to my sister who's 10 years older than me, who has health issues, that I'm her legal guardian. I'm just like, wow, are we really doing this? You are a grown ass man and just requiring this and require that. And to me, you know what, with his dysfunctional life, which I was privy to in it, finally, I realized, like, you know what? I realized, it sounds like sour grapes to me, as my mother would say. People want to, because they're not happy with their life. They're not happy with their situation. They need, they're so much butt kissing, ass kissing, and all this stuff. So they think that you should bow down to them, cater to them. I'm like, shoot, if you think me, that is I, Charlene Yvette Sabb, is going to fold and bow down to you because you need your ego stroked, yeah, I'll be that mean girl. Because people, I'm just going to say this, when you're trying to get to know someone, and after you get to know someone, no relationship should be worth your inner peace. It got to the point where I was like, I don't really think I should contact this person again, even though he circled back trying to, after he said some things about me, calling me a mean girl and all this stuff, but trying to circle back. I'm like, where they do that at, boo? Where they do that at? But if I were to come at him with the same energy and negativity that he came at with me, oh, see, yeah, you're a mean girl. I'm like, I don't know what's going on in the universe, but everything is a miss. We have women with their hands out trying to pimp men. There's a lot of men like the one I'm talking about that are trying to chip at you. They want you to be weak, be subservient, be needy. And when you are a strong woman, especially a strong black woman, it's a problem. Because they want to control your narrative. They want to control you. They want you to fit into the confines that they want you to be in. And I'm not that chick. Listen, I was raised in a household with a strong black man, strong black woman. I've never witnessed them arguing, fighting, fussing. We live in the light. I'm not saying anything was perfect, but I was raised with some norms, and arguing and fussing and going back and forth for any reason, that's just not acceptable. It was a household with love, spirituality, mutual respect. So why would I, being the way I was raised, why would I deal with someone who's not going to bring love and light and positivity? No. That's just not acceptable. And I'm going to say this. When I was growing up in the private school that I went to private school my entire life from preschool to 12th grade. I dated really nice guys. And I was the problem. I'm woman enough to tell you I was the problem, because I was emotionally and mentally immature to give them what they wanted and needed from me. And looking back, I'm like, damn, I really messed up. Great situation. There was two in particular at the same private school that I attended. And luckily, I'm still in contact with these people. But I was the problem, because I couldn't. I just immature, not know how to date, not knowing what the rights and the wrongs, and whatever. But looking back, those guys, they got, they've gone on and moved on and doing well with themselves. But I'm like, you know what? But then, unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest as well. As I became an adult, 18 and over, the people I've been involved with, I'm realizing that they weren't cut of the cloth of my dad. the two guys I mentioned to you and from high school. And I'm like, wow, there are a lot of wounded, I call them wounded warriors. Not necessarily they did battle in the war field or in war or in military, but when I call them wounded warriors, like a lot of men are broken, just from broken families or just broken or broken inside for whatever the reason. And when I think about people like my dad, my son, my godfather, his father, when I think about the two guys I told you that I dated when I was in high school at the private school, they're top-notch men, quality men, but it's hard to find that because I'm going to be honest with you, in my adult years personally, very few men have I come across that are the quality of those the men I just mentioned. I'm just being honest. I'm keeping a buck, and I know a lot of men could probably say the same thing too. Like it's hard to find great quality women because women are like they got their own wounded warrior stories too, coming from broken homes, bad father figures. Maybe they had abusive relationships. It's just really hard out here. And I tell people if you're single or if you're in a relationship and you're looking to leave that relationship, do not leave who you're with because they ain't, and I'm an English teacher, but I'm going to be honest, there ain't nothing out here. Okay, let me be proper. There is nothing out here. Nothing out here. And I know I had a friend, she was dealing with a possible breakup with her boo. And it was like a girls' gathering dinner that we have often. And I said, girls, stick with your man. I said, this man has been there with you when you were not, you had this going on in your life, that going on in your life. I said, because there's nothing out here. These men are jokes. They're clowns. It's just, nothing out here in these streets. There's nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I'm going to say this as well. People have to find what works for them. And what works for me might not work for you. And what works for you might not work with me, for me. I'm going to say this as well. Keep people out your situation. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel. Because a lot of people come up for game. Maybe they want to come up. Maybe they just want sex. Maybe they just want someone to be a caregiver. Especially when you deal with older people. Because I tend to go for men older than me, at least 10 years. And you got to be careful because sometimes those people want just a caregiver. Sometimes people want you for your maybe possible inheritance. Or maybe they see that you are a go-getter with a certain tax bracket and they want someone to accentuate or help their pockets financially. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I know my son, he's 32. I always allude to Michael often. He told me some girl he knew from high school, they reconnected on social media. He was going to take the girl to a nice spot to eat here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And the chick had the audacity to say to him something along the lines that, I guess whatever restaurant, which was a nice restaurant that he selected, I want to go to like a place even more expensive. And basically, he faded to black. It was just like, first of all, I'm taking you to a really nice restaurant, but you want like a 5-star. This is our first date. And he was just so turned off and peeved that he just didn't follow up with her. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Lord forgive me, but I feel like there was 2 incidents of him come across other millennial young ladies in which something like that happened, or in which they were requesting or demanding like a higher restaurant. And it's just like, it's just so crazy. It's like, what happened to finding good people who your energy matches their energy? People who just want to meet good people with conversations, similar interests, commonality. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Y'all, please inform me, but the whole world's a mess. I mean, the whole world's a mess. Dating is a mess. In the workforce, it's like crabs in the barrel all over the place, exponentially. We got an upcoming election with a crazy man trying to run for office, trying to be a dictator. It's just, Lord, take the wheel. Take the wheel. There's just too much going on for for my mind to fathom and to digest and to comprehend. But this whole topic is supposed to be about relationships, So, yes, until you find someone who matches your energy with similar interest, commonality, with goodness, and who's about what you're about, be by yourself. Because I'm telling you, look, as fly as I am, look, I'm comfortable being by myself until God blesses me with someone who matches my energy, what I'm looking for in a man, and checks all my boxes. Because, life is so short, no one should have to settle. No one should have to settle. And I'm going to tell y'all what. One thing certain, two things for sure. Me, Charlene Yvette Sabb, will never settle. And me, Charlene Yvette Sabb, should not have to settle. Because I'm not going to have someone come in my life that's not going to check my boxes. I'm not, especially not at the age of 53. That's what we're not going to do. That's what's not going to happen. And I encourage people to do the same. Don't settle, because if you settle, it's just a recipe for disaster. You'll probably mistreat that person. They're not what you're looking for. You'll be aggravated, frustrated. And no one should come into your life to be mistreated, and vice versa. You shouldn't come into anyone's life to be mistreated. So it should be something like a symbiotic type of situation in which you thrive from them, they thrive from you, mutual love and respect and interest. If it's not there, don't settle, people. Don't use somebody. But these days you got men looking for a come up, women are looking for a come up. Look, I could pay for my own meals. I don't need someone to do that. I just would like, at this age, a loving situation, companionship. Because I'm not tooting my horn, but like, if you're not checking my boxes, I don't need you to buy me a dinner. I can buy my own dinner, and that's where I'm at. And people, when you stand on business and what you want and don't want, then you're mean and you're terrible. And it's just so, I don't know what's going on with men these days, but now you are a mean person because you're not going to put up with their bullshit. That's unfortunate. But I'll be that mean girl if, I'm not using someone, mistreating someone, and I'm going to let you know what you are or aren't going to do in my life. Okay, I'll be that mean girl. But it's unfortunate people, as particularly men, call you mean, and yet it's because you don't put up with their mess. What in the world's going on? What is going on here? Woo! I'm sure we'll circle back to this topic of relationships, but probably veer into other avenues of relationships. Until then, beautiful people. Until then, hopefully you like this podcast. Please hit the like button, please, for my algorithms. Woo! And until then, have a wonderful, blessed weekend, a wonderful, blessed Saturday. Until next time, bye.